then get on to the topic. So the topic is implementing IEC 62443 for resilient OT security. I'm Ranjinni Joshe, working for Onward Technologies as a senior cloud security specialist. I also have many volunteering conferences that I attend, and I do coordinate or nominate myself for the speaking opportunities and then speak on the different stages. And here are my appreciations which I have listed, which I've got, and then list of certifications that I have done so far. Recently I was honored from Blue Sapphire, and recently I've been picked as a OT security, cybersecurity to watch in 2024 from one of the US magazines, CIO Look. And my journey, somewhere it started from QA lead, Salesforce Cloud QA lead, to OT security, cybersecurity path. So as previous sessions, people were hearing how to change the path getting into a cybersecurity or OT security, any cybersecurity areas. So this has been my path, and then anyone can approach me for the paths, whichever you guys want to. So quickly getting on to the topic. So today here I'll cover importance of the ISA 62440 standards, which is extensively adoptable or should be adopted across the OT security environments, which has a wide environments, that is oil, water, gas, marine, manufacturing units, all big major plants that they use, cargo ships may be. So these are the different OT security areas where cyber security compliance is required to get implemented, and all these, while it was hidden or not much process related, has been implemented, but the awareness towards the IT and OT is the coming up area, and that's where I have chosen this area, and we'll go getting on to the topics now. So when I say what is that IT and OT is the main, it is all why it is all required. So it has increased the need of security in all the areas, as we hearing from the morning. So there are many things that are involved. So there are many things, like it was isolated before, and too much online threats has been, vulnerabilities has been increasing, and the integration of this IT and OT and the process or a compliance that is required is ISA IEC 62443 for automating the process and then implementing successfully for threat free or vulnerabilities free, or minimizing the threats that's happening in recent days. What we hear across, it might be IT or OT, as we hear there in 2016 and 17 there are cyber attacks or ransomware that happened in a train incident in US, and some kind of ransomware happened in 2017 across these big plans said. So these are the areas which will fall into, and quickly we'll get into the next topic. I'm not able to move my slide. Yes, sorry. So all that it is required is security and people training towards the process, towards the knowledge that is required towards OT, and what is the process that has to be followed to adhere to whole complete process, and what is a technology that can be implemented, and there are many technologies that is there. Move on to the next slide, please. Next slide. I'm able to see only these slides. Can we move on to the next slides? Thank you. So what is that standard says? So there are complete 13 to 14 sets of standards that we have across different components and different process and procedures, policies that has to be followed against each system, areas and policies. And ISA has differentiated each set of process into different these four categories, that is component, system, policies and procedures, and general. So what does that we have from a component perspective? So it is 62443 4-1 and 4-2. 4-1 comprises of product security, development, life cycle requirements, and which is elaboratively mentioned what has to be followed for a product life security, and 6244342 for industrial automation control system, all the procedures and policies that has to be followed against a system, security control, security technologies, and risk assessment process and procedures. And when it comes to 62443-3, it is a security system security requirements for each product or application which is hosted on cloud. And policies and procedures, which is enabling security program for IACS, 4-2 for security program ratings, and how the patch management process has to be done for 2-3, like for henceforth. I'll not get into a deep because time is also short. So what each terminology says, and then what is a glossary, and getting onto these each topic, there is a wide documents where if people are interested they can read on, and it'll be good to have this knowledge if you're getting into a OT security area. Moving on to the next. So this is components. So as we saw in the previous image, and I have elaborated and continued as a components, what is it each area is saying of each 4-1, 1-2, 1-3, all these are elaborated with all the documents each it has, and then how it has to be implemented for each requirement wise. It has been given in there. And in this we also have functional requirements, which says user control, functional requirements, all the timely response and resource availability, user control, IAM responsibilities, or adoption of IAM in this area, how it has to be, in which area exactly, what are the prerequisites it is required before implementing all these procedures and policies is elaborately it has been mentioned. We do also have a threat modeling. We do threat modeling using multiple tools that we have today for SDLC to check where are the securities, where are the threats can come up in the whole architecture design, and then accordingly the risk management or risk analysis is done accordingly, and fix of that particular vulnerability is done, and then the issue is fixed. Can we move on to the next, please? So here are key components of industrial architecture control system. So these are the different, there is a image in a next page, we'll go next on, but here are the components that what we have. They are field devices, they are controllers, they are sensors, they are SCADA systems, PLCs and HMIs for holding your encryption keys, and engineering workstations, monitoring stations, and redundant systems for data logging, monitoring, logs, and programmable PLCs, controllers. So these are the any industrial automation control system will have the components for their infrastructure. Next slide, please. Yeah, so this is the pictorial representation, how it denotes the whole system. So we have monitoring instruments, sensors which come under IoT, SCADA for machine controller, and these are the remote IO controller, process controller, which controls towards the industrial network that it captures the data and which passes on through a network. So this is the factory MES digitalization, which we have data accumulation, data history is captured, batch management, data comes in a batches, and industrial data center where it is maintained, the data is maintained, and then it is to the ERP, as we all know, to different latest technologies. We capture and then we hold it, and then we save the data. Moving on to the next, please. Yeah, so here I have come up with the differentiation between the IT and OT. What is the primary focus between these two? Like on the threat landscape, there is a malware phishing, which is towards the IT, and towards OT, it is a physical threats, equipment, sabotage system failures, and towards risk tolerance or a key assets, it's the data application and networks, industrial control systems, SCADA, and you towards security measures, there's a firewalls and antivirus, but here we have network segmentations, real-time monitoring missions, which data is sending through a network, APIs, and so the security or securing network, securing API, securing data. It is a very wide area which have been fallen into and analyzing and learning still, but these are all the different between the compliance that we have GDPR, and here we have 62443 IAC 99 CIS henceforth. So I can share the presentation if required, but yeah, this is the differentiation between the IT and OT. If whoever is new to it and who wants to jump to it can have the slide from me, then I'll share with it. We'll go to the example on the next slides. So here are, this is the example that I have taken with the marine, where you can see the picture where how the signals are going from the smart container, a smart ship, to a office, to the through satellite to a private cloud, through the signals, through the network, and to the smart warehouses. The data is traversing and capturing the data using IoT device, how the data and the what to say, yeah, overall the data and the what all we require signals are coming through sensors and different IoT devices that we are connecting today towards cloud, and so securing this environment towards threats and vulnerabilities gives us major play role. So we have to save the environment, learn towards this, and then get this area. So here are the other examples I have listed down, which are the other areas that falls into this IIoT or IoT: electronic, gas, water, smart meters, vehicle head units, inventory management, healthcare monitoring systems, marine cargo ships, as I said already, this is the example I have taken, and supply chain and manufacturing units, havoc control, etc. So this is one I would like to have this as a one example, and if you guys have any questions, please let me know. Time is short, and moving on to the next, please. So we also have coming up cybersecurity conference for women, Wonder Woman, that we have, which is on 28th June. So this is the little bit whoever wants to join, we can join. And thank you for this opportunity. And I was also had less time, but people can contact me, and then I can guide through the process, and then any data or information that is required, I can elaborate on the topic separately. Thank you so much for this opportunity, um, Rani and Beverly. Thank you so much to whole team.